Hello everybody, and my third video of today. A lot going on in the world, but in this video, which I hope will be a bit briefer than the last two that I did, I want to just briefly talk about the UK's decision to put a social media ban on under 16s and why I think this is on the whole a good thing, and why I also think that and I also hope anyway that we'll have similar legislation come into Ireland fairly soon. Now, why do I think that this is a good thing? Well, first off, the background to this. So the United Kingdom has just announced that they're going to put a ban for social media on the under 16s. So certain things will not be allowed to be shown or be read by people who are of that young age. At the moment, it's basically a free-for-all. Anybody under the age of 16 can get access to almost all information on the internet, bar things of a vile nature, which I won't go into in detail here, but you can use your own imagination to fill in those gaps. So with the rise of a severe amount of racism, prejudice and general bigotry becoming mainstream in a lot of social media platforms, the UK government basically decided that if people under the age of 16 don't really have the, I hate to say this, but don't really have the maturity nor the tools to think critically about these things yet in their lives, that they require a bit more education and a bit more growing up, so to speak, in order to be able to look at this information with a critical eye. Now, caveat to this, I'm not saying every single person underneath the age of 16 is like this, all right? I'm just saying that just like with owning guns or driving a car or voting, it is something that in general we do not really promote for people who are that young. Right, now that being said, I personally think it is a good idea. In my background, my professional background, I work quite closely with people who are of that age group or younger. And I have seen and I've heard and I have led discussions with people as young as 12 who are regurgitating vile talking points from the internet without any sort of critical thinking involved whatsoever. With the whole idea of the manscape being out there also, which for those of you who mightn't know is a general idea that people promoting good health, good practices, good gym etiquette, things like this, use it as a gateway to explain very anti-women and anti-societal ideas. That's a very general idea of what the manscape is. I know it's much more detailed than that, but just for the purposes of this video, we'll just keep it with that definition. People that are that young will see the benefits of following good health advice, good hygiene advice, good gym advice, and not be able to distinguish that from the nastiness that comes with it, for it advice on how to basically talk to people, how to explain yourself to people, how to view people who are different from you, or view people who are of the opposite gender. And a lot of this you can easily find from a few clicks on many social media networking sites. The way I would classify it and how I have discussed it before with friends, family, colleagues, and even people that I actually work with of that age, is that you wouldn't allow somebody who is 10 or 11 years of age into the middle of Dublin, my home city, in the middle of the night on a Saturday night by themselves. A good parent wouldn't allow that. And a child would be of that age or younger would be actually afraid to do that. Yet we allow almost open access to the internet at all hours of day or night, where ideas are just as vile and just as damaging as physical attacks. So, do I agree with this ban? Yes, of course. Do I think it's a ban on free speech? No, of course not. I think it's protecting people who are just not capable at the moment of being able to think critically, question critically, or make a critical judgment on the issues that are brought up in some of these sites. Do I think it should be a blanket ban? No, of course not. There are some sites that are perfectly acceptable to be able to go and use. But with this ban in place, those sites, those providers who want to provide such sites will put much more stringent monitoring involved to avoid being cut out by the law, because they're not doing it at the moment. This business is not policing itself. I think this should come into Ireland, and I think it would be good for us to have it as well. Social media is a huge part of young people's lives, whether we like it or not. It is a tool like any other. It can be used for great effect for research, great effect for socializing, great effect for bringing people together of all different nationalities, different groups. But it can also be used for very vile and nasty bigotry and racism as well. And I do believe that allowing access to these sites in an open manner is just deadly dangerous. But anyway, we shall see how things turn out. This announcement has only just been made in the UK, so I haven't seen the backlash to it yet. I'm sure there will be cries of government censorship and freedom of speech, etc., to be made. Be interesting to see who does that and what arguments they make for and against it. But I would like to see a discussion at least about this issue here in Ireland. Should people under the age of 16 be allowed complete and open access to social media sites? Your thoughts. Have a nice day.